Welcome back. Now, it's a go-to for school tours and tourists. And this morning, Derek is in the heart of the capital at Dublinia. Dressed up, I assume. There he is in a tunic. How are you, Derek?
Yes, yeah. Look, we've had another costume change. We're heading back in time here this morning to the period of the Vikings here in Dublinia Christchurch in Dublin city centre. Francis McCartney is with us. Francis, that's a good Irish name, isn't it?
It certainly is a good Irish name, from County Monaghan.
Monaghan, what part of Monaghan?
Right on the border with County Fermanagh.
So you're up by Tommy's neck of the woods.
You go.
Anyway, let's talk about the Vikings. When did they land in?
So the Vikings came originally raiding Ireland, starting in the year 795. They were coming here raiding monasteries, taking gold, jewels, silver, whatever they could get, maybe a few slaves back to Norway, which is where most of the Vikings that came to Ireland came from.
They weren't here for fun. They were clearing everything out, basically.
They were, but over time that got a bit more difficult to do, and so in the year 841 they decided to do something a little bit different. They decided to stay here and establish a trading port, which is what they've done exactly here, right where we are here in Dublin.
And Olaf the White, he was the first Viking here, Viking chief.
He was the first Viking king here in Dublin. So that was about 12 years after they'd originally established the port. To 853, he became the first Viking king of Dublin.
Dublin, the name itself, Dublin, derives from that Gaelic word.
So Dublin derives from Dublin, two Gaelic words. Blackpool, I'm sure all the school children will know that. Which the Vikings couldn't actually pronounce that properly. They actually said Difflin, but over time the words Dublin morphed into Dublin.
And where does that derive from then? The meaning of Dublin?
So it derives from the meeting of the Liffey and the Poddle, the waters of these two rivers, which is where they established the camp. The Poddle is a smaller river, underground now, but at the time it wasn't, and where the two waters met was big in an area where the Vikings could moor their ships. That's exactly what they were looking to do.
Now, Francis, the Vikings were master craftsmen. They brought a lot of craft and trade here.
They certainly did. They were extremely good boat builders, but also things like jewellery, weaponry, stuff like that, utensils, all this kind of stuff. They're very good craftsmen building all this. They're excellent craftsmen.
We're standing here on a very historic site, very thick walls here in Christchurch as well. Woodkey just down the road as well.
Woodkey just across the road from us here, which is the civic offices of Dublin City Council, and I'm sure some of our older viewers might remember the controversy in the mid-1970s when they were being built. The excavations unearthed the remains of Viking Dublin, including over 200 Viking houses. Very controversial. People said the excavations should be called off, the offices should be put somewhere else, but between the jigs and the reels, Dublin City Council got their way and the offices were built.
And a lot of artefacts that were found now stored.
Yeah, and a lot of the artefacts were saved and in the National Museum now, but the site itself...
All right, we leave you there. Get cooking on the fire, because we're going to walkie-talkie here into the next room. And Heather Kelly is with us. And Heather, let's talk about the role that women had in the traditional Viking setup.
Yeah, of course. So women actually had a lot of respect and a lot of... they were very highly thought of. So women could actually choose who they married. They could divorce whenever they wanted.
Really?
Yeah, I know. It's amazing. Quite advanced for the time. The reason was marriage was an alliance. So if the alliance didn't work out, they didn't have to stay together.
Good luck, I'm out of here.
I know, yeah, exactly. And they also had things like compensation. So you got injured in work, you got paid for it. Now, women were also highly... skilled with their crafts. The main craft that they would do is weaving. So they would make everything from the clothes, from the sails of ships, which would actually take 150 to 180 sheep and 4 years to make.
Some of the artefacts you have here.
Yeah, so we have some nice nail binding or Viking knitting basically, and then we also have some beautiful weaving, which is from my loom here. Now this is actually based on a real Dublin Viking find. It's our very own Viking belt, which is the Dublin Double Dragon, and it was originally found on Fishamble Street, just around the corner from us.
That's incredible. That's a replica of it. Up and running 30 years. There's an exhibition on here linking the Viking women, that link between Ireland and Norway.
Yeah, so our lovely new Stavanger exhibition all the way from Norway links all of the mobility that we had between Ireland and Norway, and also showing the roles of women. So they could be leaders, they could be warriors, they could be weavers, and they were highly respected and things like that.
Okay, well, Dublinia.ie is where you'll find them online. By the way, we go out like this at the weekend, right?
Obviously.
Obviously, that's how we rock and roll. Back to you in the studio. Okay, let's get weaving.
Thank you very much, Derek. Look at that.
Thank you, Derek. He goes hell for leather on those. My school tour, I went to a shopping centre, so that's actually quite nice.